Hello again, everybody. This is John from BestPriceNutrition.com. I have Tony with me today from BSN. He's the Midwest region sales rep for BSN. He's been with them for 6 years as of today. Right now we're going to cover the pre-workout pill form products from BSN. Nitrix, which was the second product to ever jump into the category after NO2 from MRI.
Yes,
BSN was first with the powders, but then NO exploded, we've covered. And then the latest version of it, which is the Epozine-O2 NT, which is, I assume, the new improved version.
Right.
Let's go ahead, Tony. Let's run through the ingredients on these. We get a lot of questions about those, kind of how they compare. We'll contrast them. But first, why don't you give us a little background on Nitrix, and then we'll jump into the Epozine.
Nitrix shortly came out on the market soon after the NO2. I think what we did and take it to the next level is we actually added a delivery system. Originally it was Dow Pharmaceuticals who supplied us with the delivery system. And you could actually see traces of that when you open the bottle. You see that coat, the powdery coat around the tablets. That's actually the delivery system that we're using in order to keep the nitric oxide in your system to 7 to 9 hours. And we'll get into that. I'll let you do. But that's what people were. That's when people really were surprised when they started seeing after 2 weeks. First off, they're a little bit more vascularity, but then obviously when you have NO in your blood over a certain amount of time, it's actually going to help with any type of toning or any type of, actually getting harder muscles or, actually just making sure overall your performance increases. They started seeing those results, within 2-3 weeks down the line. And then that's when we came out with the Epozine-O2 is, of course, it actually does a little bit more than the Nitrix, but it still shares the same fundamentals as far as the delivery system. And these types of products, because they're a foundational system or a foundational product, you need that delivery system so that these products can stay in your body throughout the whole day, especially if you're going to be taking regular doses every 7 to 9 hours as we instruct on the bottle.
Okay, now if people have watched our previous videos, they've heard me talk about AKG and some of the limitations of it, where your body starts to produce arginase and you kind of get diminishing returns. We do know that arginine can help increase nitric oxide production. However, like most things in your body, there's a check and balance system, and your body produces more of this enzyme arginase, which is going to inhibit your body from benefiting from it. Now, one thing I did notice when I picked up the Epozine is that it does have norvaline, and pretty high up here on the ingredients label, so it tells me there's a fair amount in here. Now, norvaline is an arginase inhibitor. Now, it sounds to me like BSN has become aware of that, and hence, would you say that would be part of the reason why this product came out? Is that
right? Well, I mean that's also part of the reason. But then again, how could you make Nitrix better? If you really look at the track history of nitric oxide products, not pre-workouts, look at true nitric oxide products. You've seen a lot of, and I call them out, but they were out there. You had NO2, you had Nitrix, you had Pump Tech, NOx2, NOx3. What's really left now? NO2 and Nitrix. NO2 is a very good product, but then again, we had a delivery system that kept Nitrix alive pretty much the last 7 to 8 years. So I mean, we actually had to make that product better. How could you do that? Well, let's look at Epozine-O2. Basically, what we want to do with Epozine is obviously put the delivery system in there, and then the arginine compounds, which is the fundamental is nitric oxide. But then what we did was added norvaline, and then also we actually added the anabolic red mass matrix, which is a set of botanicals like purple coneflower, which in turn is going to spike your erythropoietin levels. Now, what that means is the red blood cell count within the bloodstream is actually going to be boosted. A lot of people, for example, endurance athletes, boxers, they go to Big Bear, California, or they go to high altitude in order to increase in endurance. Why? Because training in the thin air, you're going to actually bump up the red blood cells naturally, and then you're actually going to benefit from that because the more red blood cells you have in your body, but the more oxygen and the more nutrients you're getting throughout the body, to the muscles or throughout the body. So that's basically what we're doing here. Purple coneflower is just one of the 4 or 5 ingredients that we have in there, which spikes the red blood cell count. And in terms, not just your endurance, but think about how many people are out there that are trying to get the muscle hardness without going through the pro-hormone side. Now that pro-hormones are banned, this is a perfect substitute for those people who really not just want to get the pumps and the feel and the look, but also just to get that muscularity enhanced as well. Great for females too, who are competitors, or females that are a little bit more advanced into spinning or whatnot, but want to go ahead and shape up and just tighten and firm up. This is a perfect product for them as well.
So the main thing I see that this is adding, hence the name Epozine, is that you're trying to increase red blood cell counts, which in turn, as you said, is going to help with endurance athletes. In addition to adding norvaline to help make the product more effective in terms of nitric oxide. Would that be kind of a nice way to sum up the Epozine?
Yeah, exactly. It's taking, like I said, taking the fundamentals, nitric oxide, and then adding that red blood cell count. Hey, you know what? We're opening up the blood vessels here. We're getting more blood blood flow going throughout the body, but then it's enriching the blood with more red blood cells.
Okay. Now, in terms of dosage, how would you recommend, or what's the recommendation for somebody taking this product? I mean, is it body weight based? How many times during the day?
Right.
How would you take this?
Well, basically, it's we have a pretty much simple rule on the body weight. Under 200 pounds, you're going to take 3 tablets 3 times a day.
Okay.
And because of the delivery system, you can actually space that out. If you're going to be eating any time around those doses, well, hey, take it 30 minutes before a meal, and then at least wait 45 minutes to an hour if you're going to take it after a meal.
Okay.
If you're over 200 pounds, you're going to jump up 4 tablets. You might be running through the supply a little bit quickly. That's why we have a 360 count Nitrix. Working on hopefully a 360 count Epozine, but that time will tell on that one. But yeah, pretty much it's all on body weight. Depending on that will depend on if you got to go 3 tablets 3 times a day or 4 tablets 3 times a day.
Okay. So these are decent sized tablets. So if you're somebody that's going to have trouble with tablets, this probably isn't the product for you. However, if you can, then no problems there. You can suck them down. I mean, I'm not sure if people have crushed these or if they've had.
Well, yeah, you have some people break tablets, but when that happens, you kind of kill the delivery system on that. Because the delivery system ensures that the tablet's actually going to turn into a jelly and constantly let off the NO. It's just because you take arginine by itself doesn't mean nitric oxide is going to last in the body. I mean,
Sure.
Nitric oxide has a lifespan of 1 to 6 seconds once it converts, and then that's it, snuffed out.
Yeah, anything that's affecting your body's ability to dilate and constrict blood vessels, that's your blood pressure. So your body's going to have a check and balance system to control that, and your body always wants to maintain that homeostasis.
Right.
So you can only trick your body for so long. I think is really what it comes down to.
That's why it's key that you have a delivery system where it's still 1 to 6 seconds, but the delivery system almost keeps it as like a fountain of NO, just constantly present in the body or in the blood, which allows that vasodilation. And some people are a fan of nitric oxide products, some people aren't. Some people rather go with the instant gratification like NO Explode, or just post workout. But it's all on what you're into.
Sure. Yep. All right. Well, I think that answers all the questions that we've had about these products. Thanks again, Tony.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. If you guys have any questions, just go ahead and post them up there, and we'll answer them. Thanks.
Thanks.